This is Christina from the Bedford Public Library, and today we're going to do a tutorial on how to draw Celtic knots. Small designs, designs that have blank spaces in them, and it can even be used to make letters. But today we'll be making a somewhat smaller design that includes a small break. So to start off with, we do have grid paper. So the first thing you want to think about is the shape that you want to create. We can see that this starts at the top with just two. It's too wide here at the top. And so we're just going to make little circles. Now we can see it gets two wider on each side of that. So we're going to make those. And it once again does the same two wider on the next step down. And then it stays the same for the next row. And then the next row you see that it gets smaller again. And on this last row it's just that single width or two grid widths. Now we're going to do our next step, which is filling in with our next guideline, which is a dot kind of in the middle of any place that has four circles. So we can start off at the top. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. We're going to do the dot in the middle. And we're going to do that all the way through. So now we have a whole lot of dots, and they kind of start to line up in diagonals, which is great because that's actually our next line. And we do this, we're going to keep starting at the top. And we're going to go just on the underside, then we're going to move to the dot just below it, and we're going to go on the upper side of that and just do a diagonal. So it looks like a little road. A big part of Celtic knots is how they weave in together, which means you're going to be going the opposite direction now. So instead of upper right to lower left, we're now going upper left to lower right. And then we're going to go back to the upper right to lower left. Upper left to lower right. And you want to make sure that you are on the inside of those dots. That's going to give you the space so you can actually see your weave. So I kind of came to an end, so we're actually just going to turn to this next side. Again, it's upper left to lower right. And we can just keep going around making this weave and fill in between. And it doesn't matter how you fill them in. You can go in circles, you can just go from top to bottom. Whatever makes you happy is fine. Now that we have that, we want to think about where our break is. We can see there's a section here where they don't intersect, but instead turn in kind of a U shape. And that is going to coincide with this section here. So I'm just going to put a little line there to remind myself to not cross there. So now we have the stage that has all the weaving done, but it's hard to tell where they're going to connect. On this top part, you can see it doesn't actually line up with anything. So it's going to be its own little circle. So we're going to go around the big side, and so you can see it just loops around. I like to follow the line, and it comes through, and we hit another place. This time, however, it goes the other direction. It's going to go to this side. And we're going to follow it along. And again, it curves into this corner. And now we're going to hit that break. And so you're going to curve away from that break. We're going to curve back around. We hit this corner. We curve it. Continue on through. Another curve here. And we ended up back at the spot where we started. So we can find another spot to start. I'm going to start here at this bottom section because I know that it's going to be just the opposite of what I just did. Alright, and here is our finished Celtic knot. If you were doing this with your pencil, you could now take it and outline it in marker or pen, and then you'd actually be able to erase your guide marks. If you did follow along with us, please share, let us know. If you start making other designs and exploring just the vast array that you can do with this kind of Celtic knot system, we'd love to see your creativity. Thank you, and we hope you have fun.